We've just finished the key breakfast. Final thoughts on the cruise room.
It was nice. I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely different.
Raji, taking a break from your reading. Final thoughts on the cruise before we debark.
I'm scared.
And that,
Poking at the...
in a nutshell, summarizes what it's like to travel with Raj.
I poked the fluff.
Dad.
It was a great show. Cruise. Port intense, tiresome, overwhelming on input. That's the only downside to Newport every day and going to engage in those activities.
I want desserts.
But
I want desserts.
the time that I spent
desserts.
in Boleros and Music Hall, which was a fair amount every night, the staff was wonderful, helpful. Passengers that were participated in those activities were warm and inclusive, and had a great time. So, as usual, I think I enjoyed the cruise more than everybody cumulatively.
Hello, family and friends, and welcome back. Today is Debarkation Day from our 9-night Greek Isles cruise on Royal Caribbean's Odyssey of the Seas. This port had the easiest debarkation process we've ever experienced. After scanning our SeaPass cards to leave the ship, we collected our luggage in the terminal and proceeded to the exit. There was no customs check or long lines. We were off the ship and to our transport in 10 minutes. As soon as we exited the terminal, we turned to the right, which is where most of the shuttle drivers are parked. We pre-arranged round-trip private transfer through the Fiumicino Airport shuttle service. We've linked to them in the description below. We use them for all of our transportation needs during this 2-week trip, and we're really pleased with their service. Our driver was waiting for us when we exited and was holding up a sign with our name on it. We're heading back to Rome today, back to Hotel Trevi for one final day and evening in Rome before we fly back home. The drive into Rome city center from Civitavecchia on a Friday morning took just about 1 hour. It was lovely to drive by so many beautiful historical buildings. We'd previously stayed at Hotel Trevi on the front end of our trip for a few days before the cruise. If you'd like to get an idea of our stay there or our Rome sightseeing adventures, please check out our Royals in Rome playlist. For this part of our trip, we booked a quadruple room at Hotel Trevi and have included a quick room tour for you in this video.
Old-fashioned keys to get in. So
we walk in this direction.
This is the elevator, but we don't use it.
Up to our meeting room.
Stairs not so bad this time.
Because our luggage was able to go in the elevator. Once again, come into the entryway and right to our right we have, I don't know what this is intended to be, some type of water closet. There's like a, it looks almost like it was a wet bar area. Here is the bathroom. 2 sinks, toilet, bidet. This one has a shower that has no wall.
Yeah.
The surprise feature in this room is there's a jacuzzi, but also if you have, it's a 4-person room, it's a quadruple room, so it fits 4 people. Just be aware that there's no wall separating this shower area, so privacy
is non-existent.
Yeah, privacy is non-existent. So bedroom area number 1, it looks like it's 2 singles.
Serve. Reindeer.
There is one European outlet next to the bed. So if you're coming from the US, bring your adapters. I can't figure out turn that light on. This is more storage. Minibar area. There is a charge for the minibar. They don't have a price list in the room for it. They do it on an honor system, so on checkout they'll ask you whether you've used anything in the minibar and then charge you for it at the end of your visit.
Tables are like €1 and beers are €3.
After dropping off our things and freshening up, we headed back to the Trevi fountain because Rena wanted to make her wish. We then walked to Piazza Navona, which is about a 15-minute walk and built on the site of the Stadium of Domitian, and famous for several artistic masterpieces, before making our way to the Pantheon. The Pantheon is the best preserved building from ancient Rome and is considered an engineering marvel because of its large domed roof made of a concrete mix. If you visit the Pantheon on a weekday, access is free and you wait in line to enter as they limit the capacity in the building. On the weekends and holidays, free entry requires making reservations at least 1 day in advance. We did not know this before we arrived and thought we were going to completely miss out, since we didn't have a ticket for entry on the weekend. It was super crowded in the Pantheon area, so we walked back to Piazza Navona, which was less crowded and less than a 5-minute walk, to regroup and figure out what we were going to do. We started checking our tour sites to see if any had openings for paid group tours that day. Viator for the win. Viator had available the Pantheon official audio guided tour for that day at about $9 per person. They had tours starting every 30 minutes. We booked the next available slot and made our way back over to the Pantheon. We showed security our e-tickets on the phone and were allowed right in. Raj was asked to remove his hat as we entered because the Pantheon is considered a Catholic church. Some folks with reservations were turned away for being dressed inappropriately. This means having bare shoulders, stomachs, or any leg shown above the knees. So if you're wearing a sundress, be sure to bring something to help cover up, otherwise you may not be allowed to enter. Once you do enter, there are also signs for silence at all times for the same reason. While the Pantheon itself is accessibility friendly, the surrounding streets may be difficult to navigate due to uneven cobblestone. There is a small ramp to enter, and the floors inside are smooth. There are no restrooms available at the Pantheon, but there are a few cafes nearby and also McDonald's to your right as you exit the Pantheon. So if you need a restroom, you may be able to purchase a cup of coffee or other small food item and use the restrooms at one of the cafes or at the McDonald's. Once inside, we proceeded to the desk to pick up our audio guide devices and start our self-guided tour. You will be required to leave the ID of the person who made the reservation at the desk. You'll get your ID back when you return the devices. This is also where they sell postcards and a few other souvenir-type items. They don't have a full gift shop on site. So when you do the self-guided audio tour, they give you earbuds and an iPhone, and you can hear Raj playing in the background because that's what Raj does. But with this, you basically get a map and it's numbered, and you get to follow around the Pantheon with this. It's pretty cool because it gives you information. There's a map that takes you around, and as soon as you hit the guided instructions, you hit play. And it's just that simple. Our self-guided audio tour took about 1 hour, though you're welcome to stay at the Pantheon as long as you wish. We headed back to our favorite restaurant for one final dinner, followed by gelato at the Trevi before turning in for the night. We'll be up at 4 a.m. to meet our shuttle driver and get to the airport for our flight home. It's been a wonderful, exhausting, and amazing trip, and we hope Rena's wish comes true and we get to return someday. But we're also excited to be returning home to our pups and Gigi. We hope you've enjoyed coming along with us on this trip. Thanks for watching and good night.